Nobody expected kindness from a complete stranger tonight. The rain drummed steadily against the gas station canopy as Grayson Cole pulled his weathered Ford pickup under the lights. At 33, the construction foreman had grown used to these late evening stops, balancing work deadlines with raising his 4-year-old son Milo alone. 2 years since Sarah's passing, every day still felt like walking uphill. As he stepped out to pump gas, movement caught his attention. A young woman sat on the concrete step beside the entrance, her white summer dress soaked through from the rain. She appeared to be about 28, with blonde hair plastered to her shoulders. What struck him most was her obvious pregnancy and the way she held her belly while tears streamed silently down her face. Grayson finished filling his tank, glancing repeatedly at the woman. His mother had raised him to never walk past someone in need. Against his usual cautious nature, he approached slowly. "Excuse me, miss. Are you all right?" His voice was gentle, non-threatening. She looked up with startled green eyes. "I am sorry. I did not mean to bother anyone." "You are not bothering anyone. I am Grayson." He kept his distance, respectful. "Do you need help getting somewhere dry?" Sienna Hawthorne wiped her eyes, trying to compose herself. She had been sitting here for an hour after her expensive sedan broke down, her phone dead, and no one willing to help. The CEO of Hawthorne Enterprises was worth millions, yet tonight she felt utterly alone. Her recent divorce from Dean Marshall had been brutal, leaving her emotionally drained while managing a demanding company and pregnancy. "My car died," she said simply. "I called for help, but—" "Where do you need to go?" Grayson asked, already reaching for his truck keys. "The Memorial Hospital on 5th Street. I have an appointment first thing tomorrow morning." She hesitated. "But I cannot ask a stranger to drive me across town." "You are not asking. I am offering." Grayson opened his passenger door. "Come on, you'll catch pneumonia out here." Something in his genuine manner made Sienna trust him. She accepted his hand up, surprised by the callous warmth of his palm. Inside the truck, she noticed a child's car seat in the back and a small superhero toy on the dashboard. "You have a child?" she asked as they pulled onto the empty road. "Milo. He is 4. Grayson's voice softened. "He is with my neighbor tonight, while I work late. And his mother? She passed away 2 years ago. Cancer." Sienna felt her heart tighten. "I am so sorry." They drove in comfortable silence through the rain-slicked streets. Sienna found herself studying this man who had stopped to help a stranger. His work clothes were clean but worn, his hands strong from honest labor. There was something deeply decent about him that felt foreign in her world of boardrooms and bottom lines. "What do you do for work?" Grayson asked. Sienna hesitated. "I work in business management." It was not entirely a lie, just incomplete. Must be demanding, working this late while expecting. She touched her belly instinctively. "My divorce was finalized last month. My ex-husband, Dean, was not supportive during the pregnancy. Sometimes life gets very complicated." When they reached the hospital, Grayson insisted on walking her to the entrance. "Will you be able to get home all right tomorrow?" "Yes, I can arrange something." Sienna reached into her purse, but Grayson waved away any offer of payment. "Take care of yourself and that little one," he said simply. 3 weeks later, Grayson was surprised to see the same woman at the local diner where he often brought Milo for Saturday breakfast. She was sitting alone, still pregnant but glowing with health. Their eyes met across the room. "Grayson." She stood carefully, genuine warmth in her voice. Milo looked up from his coloring book with curious blue eyes as she approached their table. "This is my son, Milo," Grayson said. "Milo, this is Miss Sienna." "Hi," Milo said shyly. "Are you having a baby?" Sienna laughed, the sound lighter than Grayson remembered. "Yes, I am. In about 3 months." She joined them for breakfast, and Grayson discovered she had a quick wit and genuine interest in Milo's stories about preschool and his pet goldfish. She seemed different somehow, more relaxed than that rainy night. "I never properly thanked you," she said as Milo colored beside them. "What you did meant more than you know. Anyone would have done the same." "No," she said firmly. "They would not have." As weeks passed, their paths crossed more frequently. Sienna began joining their Saturday breakfasts, bringing coloring books for Milo and listening to Grayson's stories about construction work with genuine interest. She never mentioned her own work in detail, and Grayson respected her privacy. The truth was, Sienna had been reevaluating everything since that rainy night. Her divorce from Dean had left her questioning whom she could trust. But Grayson's simple kindness, with no knowledge of her wealth or status, reminded her of genuine human decency she had forgotten existed. She found herself looking forward to these quiet moments more than any board meeting. When Sienna went into labor on a snowy December evening, Grayson was the first person she called. He arranged for Milo to stay with his neighbor and drove her to the hospital, holding her hand through contractions just as naturally as he had offered her shelter from the rain months before. Hours later, as Sienna held her newborn daughter Emma, she looked at Grayson with tears of gratitude. "I have something to tell you," she said softly, "about my work." But Grayson just smiled, gently touching the baby's tiny hand. "Whatever it is can wait. Right now, this is all that matters." In that moment, Sienna realized she had found something more valuable than any fortune. She had found a family built on kindness, patience, and genuine love. Sometimes the most precious gifts come wrapped in the simplest acts of human compassion.